PBA, UAP, PVL, Spikers Turf, and NBA, as well as a look at what's to come in sports in 2025.
I'm Andre Felix.
And I'm Cheska Calao.
And here's a 2024 play-by-play.
Ramiro, the show by Mamoy leaves. Puts it on. Unbelievable. Gemma on the left side. Oh, the pass! Macunas rejecting Esteban for the point.
One of the best sporting moments in Philippine history happened during the country's 100th year of participation in the Olympics. And it's all thanks to our golden boy of gymnastics, the one and only Kaloy, Carlos Yulo. Now, here's a look back at his success at the Olympic Games, Paris 2024. Carlos Yulo made history of epic proportions by winning 2 gold medals for the Philippines during the Olympic Games in August. The first one came in the floor exercise, where Yulo towered over the rest of the field with a score of 15.000. The 4'11" native of Malate, Manila delivered a near-flawless performance despite the high difficulty level of his routine. After landing perfectly to end his run, Yulo let out a roar while raising both fists in celebration.
Great finish!
He knew he executed according to plan, and as it turned out, it was more than enough to win the top prize.
15.
Yulo was in tears when it became official. Understandably so, considering his tumultuous campaign in the previous Olympics in Tokyo. Yulo is just the second Filipino to ever win an Olympic gold, after Filipina weightlifter Heidelin Diaz. But the gymnast didn't stop there. A day later, he won another Olympic gold medal. This time, he bested the competition in the vault finals after scoring 15.433 in his first jump and 14.800 in his second, to finish with a score of 15.166. The 2-time world champion is now in a class of his own, after becoming the only Filipino athlete with multiple Olympic golds.
Sobrang blessed po talaga. Sobrang grateful kay Lord na binigyan niya po ako ng ganitong talento and opportunity po para maipakita sa buong mundo na kaya po natin. Hindi lang po ako, lahat po tayo pwedeng mag-shine sa kung ano-anong karera po yung gusto nating lahakin sa buhay. Sa supportang natanggap po namin at mainit na pagtanggap ng Filipinos po, na pagdating sa airport, grabe po. Overwhelming po siya para sa akin. First time ko po na ma-experience yung ganon. Parang Manny Pacquiao ba po talaga yung naging experience. Sobrang parang dami talaga ng taong na-inspira po talaga. And sana na bigyan din namin sila ng motivation na pagpatuloy yung mga pangarap po nila sa buhay.
Carlos Yulo, a true icon of Philippine sports.
Carlos Yulo had the entire Philippines buzzing with his twin gold finish at the Olympic Games in Paris. But not to be denied are the rest of the Olympic team, including Pinay boxers Ira Villegas and Nesy Peso, who won bronze medals for the country. Take a look.
For me, Petitio's now at the point in the round where
After a silver medal finish in Tokyo 2020, Pinay boxer Nesy Peso flew to Paris with one thing in mind: winning the women's featherweight gold this time. Peso started off strong, winning all 5 judges against Indian foe Jasmine Lamboria.
The winner are points by unanimous decision. In blue from the Philippines,
Then, the Davaoeña advanced to the quarters by punishing hometown bet Amina Zidani. She followed that up with another dominant win against Zhu Zichun of China to arrange for a semi-final bout against 20-year-old Polish slugger Julia Zeremeta. It was a battle of speed versus length as Peteso tried to connect with combination punches. But in the end, the young Pole got the better of the veteran as the judges awarded her the win via split decision.
Advancing to the gold medal final. In blue,
Wow! Julia Zeremeta. She's almost overcome.
Peteso, in effect, took home the bronze. While puzzled with the judges' decision, Peteso remained graceful in defeat.
Sobrang labo talaga. Pero yun yung nakikita nila eh. So wala na tayong magagawa. Akala ko akin na to this time, pero sobrang thankful pa din ako kay Lord kasi maganda yung pinakita ko.
Another Pinay boxer who nailed bronze was Olympic debutante Ira Villegas. Standing in her way on the road to the light flyweight gold medal match was familiar foe Buse Nazçakirolu of Turkey. Villegas had a chance to exact revenge on the Turk, who beat her in the 2022 World Boxing Championships. But Çakirolu came out with quickness and accuracy that the Taclobanon boxer couldn't match. Near the end of the first round, the referee was forced to do a standing count after Ira took a solid 1-2 from the Turkish boxer.
7, 8,
Villegas tried to rebound in round 2, but Çakirolu was too much for her. Çakirolu advanced to the final, leaving Villegas with the bronze.
Halos parehas din po kami ng laro, pero yun nga po, magaling din po talaga, magaling kumuha ng distansya. Sa susunod, kailangan ko talaga bumawi.
3 more Pinoy boxers slugged it out for a chance at an Olympic medal. But Tokyo silver medalist Carlo Paalam bowed out of the quarterfinals, while Tokyo bronze medalist Yumir Marshall and Olympic debutant Hergy Bakdayan lost in the round of 16. EJ Obiena was one of the most primed bets to win the country an Olympic medal. Obiena came in as the second best pole vaulter in the world, just behind record holder Mondo Duplantis.
That'll do it for EJ Obiena, who fails on his third attempt at 595.
After easily advancing to the final round, Obiena just missed out on the podium by 0.05 meters to his friend Emmanuel Karalis of Greece.
I apologize. I came up short, so I'm really sorry. I apologize for it. We'll see how it goes.
John Cabang and Lauren Hoffman also made early exits in the men's 100-meter hurdles and women's 400-meter hurdles, respectively. Pinay golfer Bianca Pagdanganan also wound up 4th, the highest a Filipino has ever reached in the Olympic sport. Her teammate Dottie Ardina finished at 15th. In fencing, Sam Catantan became the first Filipino to represent the country in the Olympic sport after 32 years. After winning against Brazil in the first round despite an injury, Catantan ran out of steam in the round of 32, losing to Italy 15-12. More women made her story. Rower Joni Delgaco was the first Pinay in the history of the Olympic single sculls event, finishing her campaign at 20th place. Levi Jung Rui Vivar, Emma Malabuyo, and Aliyah Finnegan ended the country's 6-decade drought in women's gymnastics. Though they finished at 28th, 29th, and 33rd respectively in the all-around event, we are still proud of their amazing feat. Kiyomi Watanabe was eliminated early in the women's 63-kilo event of judo after losing to China via ippon. In swimming, Kayla Sanchez finished 15th in the 100-meter freestyle semifinals, way out of the top 8 needed in the final round, while teammate Jared Hatch placed 36th in the men's 100-meter butterfly. Our weightlifters, John Seniza, Elreen Ando, and Vanessa Sarno, also carried the flag but could not give a follow-up to Heidelin Diaz's gold from the Tokyo Games. The Philippines left Paris with 2 golds and 2 bronzes, its best finish ever in the Games. Here's to hoping more Pinoys will compete and win in the next edition of the Olympics in 2028 in Los Angeles, California. Gilas Filipinas also had a special year in 2024. We look back at their success on the international stage when Play-by-Play's 2024 recap returns. Stay tuned.
Thank you for joining us here on Play-by-Play on One News. 2024 was a special year for Philippine basketball as it featured not one, but two of the biggest wins in Gilas Filipinas history. Let's take a look.
The shot clock ticked down. Brownlee pulls up.
On July 4, 2024, Gilas Filipinas stunned world number 6 Latvia in the FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament. The massive 89-80 upset happened in Riga, right on Latvians' home soil. Up by as many as 26 points, Coach Tim Cohn and his Chargers were able to weather a furious run by Latvia to hold on to a 9-point victory. This marked the first time since 1960 that the Philippines beat a European team in a FIBA event. Justin Brownlee was sensational for Gilas, posting a game-high 26 points.
That's better for Brownlee.
Kai Soto also stood tall and finished with 18 markers.
3 attempts from him. It's good.
The huge win opened a pathway for Gilas to win the tournament, but unfortunately, they came up short against Brazil before the finals.
Triple!
Shooting coming from New Zealand.
After that stint in Riga, it seemed like anything has become possible for Gilas Filipinas. And they proved this on November 21 when they faced longtime tormentors New Zealand right here at home. The Philippine team stunned the Tall Blacks 93-89 in the second window of the FIBA Asia Cup 2025 qualifiers. This is Gilas' first victory over the Kiwis in FIBA competition, after previously losing all 4 of their meetings since 2016. Magic Brownlee delivered once again, posting 26 points, including crucial free throws to go with 11 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 blocks, and as many steals.
Stolen, forward pass, Brownlee ahead, and he's gone.
Soto also stepped up once more with an all-around performance of 19 markers, 10 boards, 7 dimes, and 2 swats. Veterans Scotty Thompson and Dwight Ramos showed up as well, making the right plays during the most crucial moments. And with 1 minute and 9 seconds to go, Chris Newsom made sure to leave his imprint by nailing a dagger 3 that gave Gilas a 7-point lead.
It was a tough one, man. They are good. They are really good. They are incredibly physical. We haven't seen our best team yet, and yet, you know, we've been able to beat the number 6 and the number 22. So we're still trying to see exactly, you know, where we can go and how far we can go.
The Philippines eventually completed the sweep of the second window of the FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers, beating Hong Kong to go up 4-0 and take the top spot in Group B. They've also qualified for the FIBA Asia Cup, which tips off next year in Saudi Arabia.
Gilas Filipinas will defeat New Zealand for the first time.
The PBA saw 3 different champions in 2024, including the Meralco Bolts, which won their first title in franchise history. Let's look back at the PBA title runs that took place this year.
Send it long. They send it forward. Dionisio for the win. No! San Miguel Beer for the 29th time in history. Champions of the PBA.
The San Miguel Beermen opened 2024 with a bang after nailing the 2023-2024 PBA Commissioner's Cup title on Valentine's Day. San Miguel needed 6 games to beat the Magnolia Hotshots and capture their 29th title, the most in league history. It was a game that went down the wire as Magnolia was even up by 6 with 2.5 minutes left. But after a flurry of long-range bombs from the Beermen and a few costly miscues from Magnolia, San Miguel came out on top. CJ Perez bagged both the final's most valuable player and the best player of the conference awards.
I never dream about sariling awards eh. Parang it's just coming na lang. If it comes, it comes. Kung darating. Yun nga, I've been in that line for like 5 years na. And dumating siya ngayon. I'm just grateful and I'm so blessed na dumarating siya ngayon and I will never stop working.
Take advantage.
The Beermen entered the playoffs as the second best team in the league and handily defeated the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters in the quarters and sister team the Barangay Ginebra San Miguel Gin Kings.
Chris Ross left open and he converts his second three-point shot.
Just a few weeks after, San Miguel entered the Philippine Cup as the best team in the league, only tallying 1 loss in 11 games. SMB would once again coast through the playoffs, beating the Terra Firma Jeep in the quarters and sweeping the Elasto Painters in the semis. Until they met a determined Meralco Bolts in the finals, led by Gilas mainstay Chris Newsom. The Bolts will take 2 of the first 3 games and would carry a 3-2 series advantage heading into Game 6. Meralco had dealt San Miguel its only loss in the conference, and they were about to give them the worst one yet. Game 6 was a game of runs before it was decided in the final seconds.
Gets the biggest three of the day!
Unbelievable!
The man you least expect! Newsom with a shot, and Newsom scores! Newsom answers back! Junmar needs to shoot, and Junmar doesn't get it, and Meralco win their first ever franchise title!
After 5 finals heartbreaks and Newsom's heroics, Meralco finally ended a 14-year title drought in the PBA. Nunu was rightfully named the finals MVP.
There was a time when we were really at a low point. We didn't even know if we were going to make the playoffs. But then we had a meeting and we said, you really got to believe if you want to do something special. And everybody committed to that.
Then, a little over a month ago, the TNT Tropang Giga were able to retain the Governor's Cup title. TNT defeated crowd favorites Barangay Ginebra San Miguel Gin Kings in 6.
On the Nesy, loses control. It is taken away by Octana. They have the numbers. Octana drops it off. Pugoy on the drive. No, RHJ sticks with it. Jason attacks. Look at Skelly.
Jason Castro.
RHJ being defended by Barrientos. Pugoy, the kill shot. It's there.
Once again, RHJ forces the switch.
TNT defends the crown. They're back-to-back champions of the Governor's Cup.
Jason Castro was named Finals MVP, while teammate Ronde Hollis Jefferson was named Best Import of the conference for the 2nd time. The Tropang Giga came in as the best team in the league, losing only twice in 10 games. That was the team's 10th franchise title, and the 10th one as well for returning coach Chot Reyes, who took over from Jojo Lastimosa. With the 2024-2025 Commissioner's Cup still ongoing, will the San Miguel Beermen keep the crown, or will another squad step in and take it from them?
Ross for the lead! Good!
Whew, that was a fun season in the PBA. Meanwhile, in the UAP, the UP Fighting Maroons and the NU Lady Bulldogs ruled the hard court. Both teams had to survive the finals that went the distance. Mobile journalist Denise Valdesancho takes us back to the winner-take-all Game 3s that saw the Maroons and the Lady Bulldogs complete each of their revenge tours to reclaim the men's and the women's basketball crowns. Watch this.
Redemption complete. The UP Fighting Maroons are back on top of UAP men's basketball after dethroning the De La Salle Green Archers. More than 25,000 fans flocked to the Smart Araneta Coliseum to witness the action-packed do-or-die Game 3 between the top two teams of the league this season 87. Like the first two matchups, it was a game of runs in Game 3, but with just over 70 seconds left in the fourth. Francis Lopez atoned for his Game 2 miscues by hitting a big three-pointer to push UP's lead to 4. That was ultimately just what the Maroons needed to seal the victory, 66-62. The win got UP over the hump after back-to-back finals heartbreaks, as the Maroons successfully nailed the follow-up to their season 84 title. JD Cagulangan was rightfully named Finals MVP after yet another stellar series. The graduating guard put up 12 points, 4 assists, and 3 steals in the title clincher.
Ito lang, sobrang happy ako na napunta ako sa programa na ito. Pinagam nila ako maayos. And deserve na yung manalo this season.
One-and-done center Quintin Meliora Brown top-scored for UP in Game 3 with 14 points and 10 rebounds, 8 of which were offensive.
I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing to be able to end our season on a win. You know, so few people can say that they ended their season on a win, and you know, it's just something that I'll always look back at and smile.
Over at the women's side, the NU Lady Bulldogs completed their own revenge season as they snatched back the crown from the USC Growling Tigresses. It was neck and neck in the first 20 minutes of their own Game 3, until NU started breaking through in the third quarter. The Lady Bulldogs led by as many as 15 points. And while UST tried to rally back in the payoff period, it eventually fell short as NU came away with the win and the title, 78-73. The victory proved that NU is still the best UAAP women's basketball program in the modern day, as they took home their 8th title in the past 9 years. Finals MVP Shelo Pagdulagan put up a game-high 21 points, 9 rebounds, and 3 steals. Mobile journalist Denise Valdesancho. We are One News.
NU also ruled UAAP Volleyball, winning both the men's and women's crowns in season 86 earlier this year. In the men's side, the Bulldogs claimed their 4th straight title after sweeping the UST Golden Spikers in the best-of-3 finals. With the 4-peat, the Bulldogs tied the record for consecutive championships in the Final Four era. Setter Joshua Retamar took home Finals MVP honors after orchestrating the Bulldogs' offense to perfection. As for the Lady Bulldogs, they also defeated the UST Golden Tigresses in 2 games in the finals. The victory marks the 2nd title for the Lady Bulldogs in 3 years. Finals MVP Alaisa Solomon and 2-time MVP Bella Belen showed their championship form as they combined for 46 points in Game 2. Speaking of volleyball, after the break, we revisit the dominant 2024 campaigns of the Creamline Cool Smashers in the PVL and the Signal HD Spikers in the Spikers turf. This is Play-by-Play's 2024 Look Back. Stay tuned.
Join us. Go back in time, long before the era of gas and the electric stove. When food was cooked with clay pots, woks, and firewood, in the kitchen that we call in Bisaya as a buhan. Experience the old ways and even learn the how-tos of cooking your favorite Filipino dishes with chefs J. Resho and J.R. Bautista inside the Abuhan here on Signal.
Welcome back. You're watching Play-by-Play's Look Back on 2024 on One News. In the PVL, 2024 was undoubtedly owned by the Creamline Cool Smashers. Creamline achieved what no other team in PVL history had ever accomplished, clinching the league's first ever Grand Slam. Let's take a look at the Cool Smashers' golden season.
Nobody home!
It all started in the 2024 All-Filipino Conference. after a grueling elimination round which almost saw Creamline fail to make it into the semis. The Cool Smashers found their way back into the finals where they faced their sister team, the Choco Mucho Flying Titans. After taking Game 1, the defending champions mustered all its strength to overcome the Flying Titans in a 5-set thriller in Game 2, 20-25, 25-20, 22-25, 25-22, and 15-11. Thus, Creamline successfully clinched their 8th PVL title. Gemma Galanza took home the finals MVP award for her stellar play throughout the championship series.
Sobrang happy na ako sa kung gaano kalaki na yung inom ng bawat isa sa amin. Hindi madali, sobrang hirap talaga kasi minsan nagising ka pa sa umaga na aabot ba tayo? Nag-bigran ba kami kung tutok na ba kami? Kasi talagang onti na lang mawawala sa amin yung goal namin.
Alyssa Valdez called the conference the hardest Creamlines ever faced. But little did they know that that would be the start of their Grand Slam run.
This is also the season that we prove to our team, to ourselves, to the coaches and the whole management that our family will stay and stick together despite everything. And because of that, doon nanggaling yung faith namin, yung hope namin na hanggang sa dulo, kakabot kami, lalaban kami.
Just a few months later, the Cool Smashers were back in action for the Reinforced Conference, an import-laden tournament they struggled with in previous years. It didn't help that Valdez and Tots Carlos sat out the conference due to knee injuries. But while many teams opted for a familiar face or a veteran presence on the team, Creamline went with a young 24-year-old American spiker named Erica Staunton. Safe to say that Staunton delivered big time for the Cool Smashers. En route to the championship match, the Sherwin Meneses mentored squad swept the defending champions, the Petrogas Angels, in the quarters. They also completed a reverse sweep against Signal in the semis, and part of that victory was overcoming a 21-24 separation against the HD Spikers, who were a point away from entering the finals. Managing to reach the title round once more, Creamline destroyed the Akari Chargers with a 25-15, 25-23, and 25-17 victory in one of the league's most amped-up finals. The Cool Smashers could not do this without Staunton and superstar Bernadette Pons. The former FEU standout had taken a backseat in the previous conferences, but when needed the most, the 27-year-old outside spiker stepped up, helping fill in the big shoes of Carlos, Galanza, and Valdez, and was eventually named Conference MVP and Finals MVP.
Sobrang ginusto namin na makuha tong championship na to, and sobrang saya kasi first 3 and 4 conference ko din to with Creamline, so I'm so happy.
Just a week later, the Invitational Conference rolled around and it was back to work for the Cool Smashers. Finishing the Invitational's preliminary round with a 4-game sweep, Creamline secured their spots in the finals once more, where they would face Signal for the championship. The Cool Smashers outlasted the HD Spikers in a 5-set thriller, 21-25, 25-17, 20-25, 26-24, and 15-13 to complete the season Grand Slam. Kyle Negrito joined the list of Creamline MVPs after taking home the Finals MVP award.
Mga kasama ko lang din talaga pinanghahawakan. Binabalik ko lang din talaga yung tiwala na binibigay nila.
With a win, Creamline bagged their 10th overall title and became the first PVL team to win 3 conferences in one season. The dominance of the Signal HD Spikers in the Spikers turf continued in 2024. The HD Spikers completed its 3rd double gold after winning both the Open and Invitational conferences. In both finals, Signal defeated its rival, the Crisscross King Crunchers, to take home the titles. The HD Spikers, led by superstar Brian Bagunas, reasserted their mastery over the King Crunchers with a resounding 2-game sweep in the best-of-3 Open Conference Finals. This was Signal's 7th league title and the decorated club team's 4th Open Conference Championship. Months later, the HD Spikers took down the King Crunchers once more for the Invitational crown, winning their one-game final in straight sets. This time, it was Louis Ramirez that came up big with 24 big points in the clean sweep for Signal's 8th Spikers Turf title.
Well, sports fans, check a lot of highlights to choose from in 2024, but as hard as it was, we were able to manage to narrow it down to 5 iconic highlights and plays. Let's start off in the 2024 NBA Finals, Boston versus Dallas at the TD Garden. Look at this, Peyton Pritchard, woo! That long shot, and this was the longest shot in NBA Finals history since 1998. He did this in the title-clinching Game 5 to beat the halftime buzzer, and that's a back-breaking three, by the way, from 48 feet. It was only his shot attempt in the game. Mario Chalmers, by the way, did this, hit one back in 2011 in the finals from 40 feet. Mark Jackson also, if we rewind back to year 2000, Peyton bested them all. What a moment for Pritchard as the Celtics beat the Mavericks in the 2024 NBA Finals. Now, from the NBA, let's go here to the UAP Season 87 Men's Basketball Finals at the Big Dome. Francis Lopez, after having some problems in Game 2, gives it to Harold Alarcon, who will go down, draw the double team, kick it out. Redemption time! Bang! 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 For LeBron, Francis Lopez to put UP up by 4. And basically a dagger for UP. Let's take a look at that again. Alarcon had nowhere to go, but finds Francis, who hits the 3 over KQ's contest. Now, who are you calling King Archer now? And LaSalle 6-man. Nope. Lopez redeemed himself there. He had 12 points in Game 3. Also had 11 rebounds, 6 assists as UP holds on to win not just the game, but of course the title as well. 66-62, and UP wins their second title in 4 seasons. Now, from the UAAP, let's go to the PVL. Gemma Galanza delivering the Grand Slam for the Cool Smashers. Take a look at this play in the 5th set. Woo! What a play! That set to Gemma Galanza as Creamline completes a historic Grand Slam Reinforced Conference, Invitational Conference in 2024. Galanza with a big play in the 5th set gives the pink and white the Grand Slam. Now, how about in Gilas, Filipinas? We said earlier, they had one of their best years in recent memory. Chris Newsom, look at that swagger by New and the hug by Thompson right after. Take a look at this big shot from New. Dagger with 1 minute and 9 left to break the New Zealand curse. Great play drawn up by Coach Tim Cone. Great pass from Scotty Thompson. It was the first victory for Gilas against the Kiwis in a FIBA event. We've lost 4 times before this since 2016. But New changed all that as he finished with 11 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals. Gilas beat New Zealand 93-89. And we will cap off the year. Of course, let's go to the Golden Boy, Kaloy, Carlos Yulo, with a performance for the ages. Not 1, but 2 goals at the Paris Olympics. Take a look at this. No, I can't do that. Binabala ko pang gawin, but no, I don't want to hurt myself. Take a look at Carlos Yulo doing what he does best. That 3.5 spin, woo, with a finishing touch and the impeccable form and the balance from Kaloy. Of course, he wound up with a gold on that one after scoring 15 points. No penalties, by the way, mind you. And the emotions just flowing from the Golden Boy, a native of Malate, Manila. And then he gets his second medal in the Olympics. Yulo wins over Artem Dolgopat, I believe, yes, of Dolgopiat of Israel. And Jake Harmon, also a half Filipino, but was repping Great Britain. Then that second night, Yulo, of course, in the men's ball finals, take a look at that speed. And then twisting and turning gracefully in the air and sticks the landing. Woo! With the legs together. Look at that form. And of course, at fault with a higher score. 10 minutes later, judges give him, with his coach, 15.116 after 2 attempts. And he successfully edges Artur Dapian of Armenia and Harry Hepworth of Great Britain. And of course, a lot of people, it went viral, memes like this. Thanks to you, Golden Boy, Carlos Yulo, mabuhay ka. And that wraps up our year of 2024. Why?
Thank you for the highlights, Andre.
Ayos ba? Ayos ba?
Before we wrap up 2024, let's shift our focus to see what lies ahead in 2025. It's going to be a year loaded with high-stakes tournaments for our athletes in various disciplines. So mark your calendars because these events are going to keep us glued to the action. Kicking things off, we have the 2025 Asian Men's Artistic Gymnastics Championships running from June 5 to 8. Then Gilas Filipinas takes center stage for the 2025 FIBA Asia Cup in Saudi Arabia from August 5 to 17. Next, volleyball fans will be treated to world-class action in the 2025 FIVB Men's Volleyball World Championships from September 12 to 28 here in Manila. And just a day later, the 2025 World Athletics Championships kick off, running from September 13 to 21. Fast forward to November, and the spotlight shifts to the pitch with the 2025 FIFA Futsal Women's World Cup taking place from November 21 to December 7. Finally, the year culminates with the region's premier multi-sport event, the 2025 Southeast Asian Games hosted by Thailand from December 9 to 20.
What a year, Check. Well, I know we just started, play-by-play on One News. We just started with the show in November. So, naka 1 month na tayo. But we'll see you next year for the whole year. We promise. The whole year, we will be here giving you a play-by-play of the highlights from all kinds of sports locally and internationally.
It's been a great year in sports for the Philippines and all over the world.
Yes.
It's been awesome covering it.
Sobra. What's your favorite? Like among, top of mind? Like,
Kaloy, come on, man.
Kaloy Yulo. Paano yung Kaloy Yulo mo? Ayun!
Okay.
Good form, good form.
Thank you.
Galing. Ako nakita mo na kanina, kaya hindi ko na gagawin. Baka ma-injure pa ako dito eh. And that's all from us tonight and the year 2024. But you can catch us weeknights, Mondays to Fridays at 9 p.m. for a play-by-play of the day's top sports stories.
Play-by-play is on One News, that's Signal TV, Channel 8 on SD, and Channel 250 on HD. We are also available on Signal Play and Filipinas Live.
I'm Andre Felix.
And I'm Shaskaliton Calao. Thank you for watching.
And we'll
Happy
see you
holidays
in 2025.
Good night.
Ang utos ng hari ay hindi nababali. Bilang isang ama, ipapataw mo ba sa sariling anak ang tungkulin ikasisira nila